Well, hello there, and you are all most welcome to a new episode of the Adventures of Sleepy the Magical Bear's YouTube channel. Now, do you remember that film we made? Yes, The Adventures of Sleepy the Magical Bear, the movie, all made to raise money for the NHS via the NHS Charities Together. Now, you'll be able to donate on the Sleepy Magical Bear Just Giving page from 10 a.m. on Christmas Eve, and on that very same day, that very same evening at 7 p.m, our film is released. How exciting, I think you'll agree. Yes. Now, this episode, we are delighted to have a rather wonderful interview with Ella Windsor, who plays Brambles the Badger, and we're very lucky because we're going to be listening to one of her magical tracks, Meridians. Most exciting, I think you all agree. Oh, strawberry jam.
Hello, Professor. I bought you a cheese sandwich in case you feel hungry.
Thank you, strawberry jam. How thoughtful you are. Now, I really have to be rushing off, as I would like to go and listen to Ella's track, Meridians. Yes, I think I'll do that in my study, where it's a bit less noisy. Anyway, toodaloops, and see you all soon.
Today I'm interviewing Ella Windsor. Hello, Ella, and thank you so much for joining me.
Hello, Maggie. Thank you.
You're a member of the cast of the film The Adventures of Sleepy the Magical Bear, the movie.
That's right.
I know. I wonder if we could start by you telling us about your role in the film.
Absolutely. Well, I play Brambles the Badger. I have a small part in the film, but very significant, I like to think, because Brambles is a key member of the Magicville community and also a witness to Sleepy and Jenny's adventuring.
Right. How did you get involved with the film, Ella, and what made you want to get involved?
Well, I got involved because I first heard about the project through my friend Karen Cooper, the actor. She asked if I might consider coming on board this incredible project to raise funds for the NHS through this enchanting children's story. And of course, I couldn't resist. And she then introduced me to David, DM Rivers, the writer, who asked if I would play Brambles the Badger. And of course, I immediately said yes.
Yes, yes. Do you know many members of the cast, Ella? Have you met any of them, or you know them?
Well, I actually, aside from Karen Cooper, who's a friend, I've actually just met Larnaca, who plays Jenny Onion, one of the stars of the film. So that was very, very special.
Yes.
And I've also spoken to Mark Carey, who plays a mole, and of course David, DM Rivers, and Dubs, who was the inspiration for the project.
Yes, we've all met Dubs, haven't we? Because I understand that I think Rick Wakeman is in the scene with you. He plays a cheetah. I think he's also at the airport.
That's right. He plays Mutu the cheetah, and yes, he's absolutely amongst my group of friends.
Good, good. I see you're a contributing editor of the London magazine, and also that you are a singer-songwriter, and I know we'd love to hear more about that.
Oh, you're very kind. I've been contributing to them for a while, writing about Latin American arts and culture. And then more recently, they very kindly asked me to come on board as a guest editor to create a special Colombian edition, which I did. I worked with a number of amazing writers in Colombia, and we launched we did the publication in English and in Spanish, and we launched it during the Hay Festival in Cartagena, Colombia, which was very exciting.
Wow. Yes, yes.
And in terms of my songwriting, you're also kind to ask about that.
Yes.
I do write songs. They are inspired very much by Brazilian jazz and bossa nova. I lived in Brazil not so long ago, and I was just very, very excited, inspired by the music that I heard.
Yes.
And I usually start with the lyrics, and then I add the melody, the main melody, and then I work with a brilliant producer in Argentina called Enzo Bono, and he and a series of excellent musicians usually work on the arrangements, and then we all collaborate. Actually, until very recently, we were doing this remotely between London and Los Angeles, sort of sending each other ideas.
I was just going to ask you that, how you did that.
Yeah,
yes.
but in fact, the last few songs that we've just released in September, we recorded all together in Buenos Aires.
Wonderful.
Which was very exciting for me to be in situ with these incredible jazz musicians. So that was a new experience, and we've just released the songs last month.
Wonderful. Ella, I would love to play one of your songs.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to play my favourite, which is Meridians.
Oh, thank you so much.
So can we listen to that now?
Thank you.
Sometimes the juggernauts come and they stun you and stop you right there in your tracks. God knows they model things, I know it's troubling when you feel under attack. Let the meridian settle the way and remember it might be alright. Sometimes the riddle unravels itself and it gradually moves out of sight. Lately you find yourself trying to solve every puzzle up, thinking all night. You know it's useless, cause hubris is usually in who thinks they'll win every fight. Let the meridian settle the way and remember it might be alright. Sometimes the riddle unravels itself and it gradually moves. I know your chest is left empty in moments like somebody's stolen your voice. Sometimes you're stifled in silence and might think as hard as you try, there's no choice. Let the meridian settle the way and remember it might be alright. Sometimes the riddle unravels itself and it gradually moves.
I must say, I really have enjoyed your music. I've been listening to it a lot this week. I find it really relaxing, but I also do love your lyrics and your clever play on words.
Oh, that's very kind. I'm so glad you enjoyed them.
I have. And I understand Meridians is going to be played at the premiere of the Sleepy film.
Well, I'm thrilled and honoured about that. It was very, very kind to be asked that. I'm very happy.
No, we're all enjoying your music. You're a supporter of Playing for Change, and you were a board member of the charity, the Playing for Change Foundation.
That's
Could
right.
you tell us more about that, Ella, please?
Absolutely. Well, that's correct. So Playing for Change is a wonderful movement that was created by some Grammy award-winning film producers and music producers, finding the most talented street musicians,
Right.
and recording them on a number of songs, which they did in collaboration with some major names from Bono to Keith Richards.
Wow.
And then they decided to start giving back to the communities of the artists they were working with. And so they formed the foundation, and that really builds music schools and arts education programs all over the world to help the communities and often children in those communities. It's an incredible organization, and I was really thrilled to be asked to come on board. And I really enjoyed, raising funds, but raising awareness also of what they do. I sang at one of them. I sang a cover song of Sunny. It was for a great cause. Yeah, it's just been a huge pleasure being involved with them, but also continuing to support them now and everything.
Yes.
Actually, I released my first songs to raise awareness for the Playing for Change Foundation and everything they do.
It's huge for disadvantaged children. It's a wonderful charity, isn't it? Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And yeah, children and young people and their communities and often in some very challenged social circumstances.
Absolutely.
And it's involved, you know, some major names, so it's exciting to see, you know, whether it was footage of Robbie Robertson or David Crosby or Slash or Keith Richards, you know, playing amongst all these up and coming talents all over the world. It's very exciting.
Yes, a wonderful experience.
You feel like they're all in the same room, even though they're continents apart, because the film editing is so clever.
That's right. That's right. I hear you also have a love for animals, Ella. And remember, as I do, the Brambles Hedge series of books.
Yes, that's right. I loved Brambles Hedge when I was little. For the animals, and just the illustrations are so beautiful. And all these little creatures with their own lives. I mean, I absolutely love animals. I was lucky to grow up with animals.
Yes.
We had horses, goats, sheep, I don't know, guinea pigs and cats and dogs. So I love that. And it's my dream to live surrounded by creatures of all kinds at some point.
Lovely, lovely. Ella, before we close, is there anything else that you would like to say about the Sleepy?
Well, quite apart from the enchanting story and such a wonderful cause that it supports, you know, it's really just been such a privilege to participate amongst this amazing group of people, deeply talented, with such a sense of community and goodwill. And you know, even going back to speaking with Larnaca, who plays Jenny Onion, I know that she and her mother, who plays her mother in the film, you know, gave up their house for remote filming for the project. And there are so many other stories like that. And so it's a privilege and a treat to get to know them, and of course Sleepy the magical bear.
Exactly. Ella, it's been a privilege to speak to you, and I really thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been lovely. You take care.
You too, Maggie. Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.